A brand new game in the Witcher series is in development. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is delayed officially, and Fortnite's no-build mode may be hanging around. This is Busy Sticks, the Geekiverse's all-gaming talk show. Thank you to those who have tuned in to twitch.tv/thegeekiverse and hung through us with the technical difficulties. I'm Josiah Leroy. With me, Mr. Baba Yaga. John Fick. John, we've had a good day so far.
We have had a good day. I'm not gonna fake my reaction against your cold open. We did record this once, and technically everything went to hell. So I was surprised the first time Josiah changed up the opening, but I'm not gonna act like I'm surprised. It's good though. It's impressive. I like it. It's a good way to open the show. Feels official.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, even though you won't pretend for me. It's okay. It's okay. So in addition to video games, we've got a little bit of a side quest. That would be an interesting name for
a segment. Yeah,
a segment. We love beer. What goes better with video games than beer? So we want to talk about what's about to be in our system here. John and I made a nice trip up to Other Half today, which is about an hour and a half from us in Western New York. And John, what do you got in your system here?
Yeah, so I've got myself Deer Gauntlet from Other Half. So I did look this up on Untapped, and I did have this before. I didn't know by the name, but once I saw the can, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've had this before. It's a really good beer. It's really good. It's a New England style IPA, as most of theirs are. Nice and hazy. Really good stuff.
It is beautiful. This one that I've got brought home, it's what you ended your day with there. It's the Rawaka Chroma DDH IPA 6.3%. That's what the can looks like there. Gotta love the can art. Then I've got my Other Half glass.
Oh yeah, you just picked that up.
I said this to John earlier. I feel like if you have a hazy IPA of sorts and it looks like orange juice, it's probably pretty good.
Good sign.
This is no exception. So cheers, my man.
Cheers, brother.
John, we've officially made it farther than we made it last time. So this is a big win.
Let's go.
All right. It's your week for show and tell. What do you got for us?
Oh, it is my week for show and tell. I'm totally prepared. That's not an issue. Show and tell this week. We're going to go to the mobile cam. We're going to the mobile cam. So my show and tell is a bit of just a desk setup update because I've got the new house here, moving in. My goal is to make my desk all white and blue as you're seeing this theme right here. So I got a new keyboard. This is the, I forget the name of it, Razer Huntsman, I believe. It's a Razer Huntsman Mini. Getting used to not having number pad, that's been very weird. I've got this awesome new desk mat, which is like super huge, but I'm a big fan of it. Goes with the theme, and I've got these super cool PlayStation coasters.
Dude, where did you get those? Those are beautiful.
Amazon. They're like $10. They're awesome. So
what?
I've had PlayStation coasters in the past, but they were like black ones. I'm like, you know what? I'm going for this clean white and blue theme over here. I wonder if they just have white PlayStation coasters, and they sure as shit do. So I ordered them.
Oh my gosh, dude! I mean, the keyboard's awesome too. Don't get me wrong, but the coasters, I'm like, holy crap!
Aren't they super clean?
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, big fan.
I've got my fancy coaster here.
Nice. Hey, those came from our trip today.
For sure.
Yeah, so there's my that's my desk setup. I mean, I've got a lot of other random little white and blue accents. Things are coming along. My PlayStation Vita's over here. That's a nice little blue. I just wanted to actually show my new physical stuff, my new keyboard, my new mouse mat, and my new coaster. So that's my show and tell.
Well, it's looking really sharp, my friend. So nice job there. How do you come across stuff like that? Are you just like, I wish there were white PlayStation coasters, and you just search them, or did you see them somewhere?
Nope, Googled it. Yeah, I went right to Amazon actually. I'm like, I love my PlayStation coasters, but they're black, and I'm building this white setup. I'm like, white PlayStation coasters, right there, perfect. And they're actually way better quality than my other black ones. They're a really tough acrylic, and they've got the little pads on them so nothing sticks or slips.
Oh my gosh,
awesome!
Yeah, big fan. Gonna have to indulge in that myself.
Right.
So we talked about what we've got in terms of beverages here, but what's in our systems? What have we been playing from a gaming standpoint? I've been on the grind here. I've got some good news for where I've been. I have rolled credits on Horizon Forbidden West, and I gotta say, man, what an experience!
That's awesome. I was not expecting you to beat me in that game, but you did because I have not finished it yet.
I never in a million years would have thought that either.
Especially with a newborn child. I had a whole week off of work in between jobs here, and you still beat me. God, I'm such a slacker.
I really thought you were going to catch up to me like this week. I was like, oh gosh, he's got this week off. This is it. I'm done for.
You know what the problem is? That stupid Fortnite update. That's the issue. We'll talk about that in a second. Freaking Fortnite's got me.
Dude, it does. It calls you back just like that, but it's a good thing. But Horizon, I've talked about it the last few episodes. So I clocked in roughly between 45 and 50 hours between obviously all the main campaign missions and all the side quests and building up my character. I finished the game, the last level, at exactly where I needed to be level-wise. I won't tell you what that is. Some people think that might be spoilery. What an ensemble. I was asked by JT in our group chat yesterday kind of my thoughts in relation to the first Horizon. And this is no slight to the first game, but it's better in every way. The story was very gripping to me. It's going to stick with me, I think, a lot more than the first one did. Even though I don't think Horizon's strength is necessarily story, this is still very good. Gameplay just improved all across the board. The dynamic in which you're battling creatures feels a little bit more natural, using some of your new techniques in the game in terms of how you build up your character with skill points. Yeah, skill points works out really well. Even to the point where I could fast travel frequently, but a lot of times I just wanted to run to my next mission because I wanted to pick up as many supplies as I could, pick up some of the side missions that were there, talk to new characters just to have them on my map. All of it was really, really well done. I'm going to be singing that game's praises for a long time. And I know when John finishes it, I'd really like to dedicate a whole episode to it, or at least kind of get a Busy Sticks review in like we did for Guardians. But yeah, that's it right now. I am still playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm kind of making my way. I'm taking my time with that. I'm going to get through it this time. You know, I'm not going to let it fall apart like it did last time for me. Between that and then grinding for the platinum, I want the platinum in Horizon. I want to finish that off before Lego Star Wars gets here, and I've got a little less than 2 weeks to do so. So the clock's ticking on that, but I started my conquest with that last night. I got half the trophies done, and
nice.
Yeah,
how is that trophy list? Is there any tough ones? Is it kind of just like do everything? One of those kind of games?
No, not even do everything, but do a lot. So it doesn't require you to get to 100%, which is great. It just basically, there's a lot of side mission trophies, and it'll say, do these 4 side missions.
Okay.
Or, run into this character. Most of the trophies are actually hidden. But at this point, where I've beaten the game, I don't care about spoilers anymore. So I've been looking up kind of trophy guides and where I have to go, which missions to do next. You got to scan every machine, things like that. Going through the main campaign, I scanned all but 4. And there's probably like 30 of them. So
cool.
Yeah, there's a good amount of stuff there, but it doesn't feel like a grind whatsoever. Gotta say, that's the last thing I want to mention on this game is leveling up. If you're not where you need to be, go play maybe 1, 2, or 3 side missions. You'll get where you need to go.
Yeah,
it is perfectly balanced. It's the most balanced RPG I think I've ever played. I'm a huge fan of it. Can't wait to actually go back and get more trophies on this. So yeah, kudos to the team over at Gorilla. They did an amazing job.
Awesome. We have somebody in chat that may or may not be your wife saying that your daughter has clocked more hours in Zelda than you have, Josiah. Don't lie. Do you care to comment on that?
So Daisy is all about playing Breath of the Wild, by the way. Basically how it's been lately is there's an interest past playing Peppa Pig. She'll pull, if I have the Switch in hand, she goes, Daddy, I need to help you. It's very adorable. Sometimes like, no, you don't need to help Daddy right now. Daddy's got to do this on his own. But she's been playing that. Usually she likes to run around. She loves to change Link's outfits. She likes to
so do I
eat all the different meals that I spent what feels like hours, but really minutes concocting at the campfire. She likes swimming. It's always great. And then I gave her the control for the PS5 when I was in between missions on Horizon. She freaking loves running around until she finds a machine.
Oh yeah, I can see that being a little scary.
She found a machine and goes running to me in the kitchen the other day and goes, Daddy, machine!
Dude, that's scary for me. I get worked up when I see those things.
I was like, don't worry, I got this. And I went and did it. And then last thing on Daisy real quick, you have to I was going mission to mission and I had to basically run up a cliff, and I was pretty sure I wasn't allowed to do it. Like the game just didn't want you to, because your Aloy kind of struggled to get there. And Daisy takes it and starts playing, and she goes that way to run up the cliff. I go, no, honey, you can't do that. It doesn't work. She did it. She just kept going and got up the cliff. And I just kind of looked at Laura and she laughed. I'm like, listen, the kid's got a future here in gaming. She's 3.5. She's doing well.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, man. Good stuff though.
That's incredible. So not only do we have Josiah's pool girl in the chat, we just have a new follower named Josiah's mistress. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know what kind of audience you're bringing to this show, but it is a family show. I will remind you, this is a family show. So if you could just keep that.
This is supposed to be family friendly, people. What is going on here?
If you could just keep that under wraps here, Joe.
So Josiah's mistress, I don't have Twitch pulled up because I'm scared that if I do pull it up, my system will just crash on me.
Smart.
As we've seen. So what? That's an additional name.
Josiah's mistress just followed. It's not like somebody changed their name to Josiah's mistress. It's a whole new account.
That's what I was.
Oh, there's the Cantina. Music is playing for that follow right now.
Gosh, I don't know what to say, everybody. I feel like I should apologize.
This is amazing.
I didn't do it. Well, John, what do you got in your system right now? Where are you with Horizon? Yeah,
so I'm playing Horizon for sure. So just before that, Fortnite has popped up again. The new season of Fortnite has come out, and they got rid of building, and that has been a lot of fun. It's a whole different game. It's so much more intense. Me, Tim, JT, a little bit of Tank Newton. We've been playing some squads, some trios, stuff like that. It's just so intense. You get into a fight. It's like it's kind of like how I imagine people who play like, I don't know, like PUBG and even Warzone, which I played a little bit of. It's just so much more intense because you can't just build your cover. I mean, if you get into a gunfight, if you're not near natural cover, you are just exposed. So it's interesting. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very intense. That's what I'll say about the new season of Fortnite. So I'm hoping that sticks around, the no building. I hope that sticks around a little bit longer, or they make that maybe like a limited time mode, because the building is supposed to be coming back. It's kind of like part of the story of the season. It's like, oh no, we can't use our building. How do we fix this? So I guess there was some data mining that is pointing towards the fact that there might be, returning mode where there's just going to be no building. So that'd be sweet, because I think that a lot of people are playing this game for the first time or coming back to it for the first time in a while, because the biggest barrier to entry on Fortnite is building. That mechanic is insane. If you haven't been playing since 2017, there's the chances are you're not very good at building, and that really is a huge skill gap there. So I'm glad they did that. Man, Fortnite every season, they always get me coming back to at least check it out. Every time they do something where I'm like, oh, that's interesting enough. Sometimes it's interesting enough where I play the whole freaking season. They drop a Marvel season, and I just want all those skins, and all the points of interest are cool. So they've had me hooked since 2017 on and off, and it's just super impressive what they do.
John, you were saying with something like a no build mode, that might be something that enticed me a little bit as a guy who doesn't play Fortnite so much.
Right. Yeah, because Fortnite, even if you remove the competitive aspect, if you're not into like online shooters and like trying to be number one and get wins and stuff like that, Fortnite is a fun game to just play with your friends and explore the map and try to get into some fights, and it's fun every once in a while. But like any online game, it's just about kind of spending time with your friends, just hanging out, like shooting the shit with your buddies and exploring the map, because there's a lot of really cool stuff on the map. Like there's like Spider-Man Easter eggs that are still there. There's a whole point of interest called the Daily Bugle. It's like a little city. It's the Daily Bugle, and there's like spider webs and stuff. So there's just fun stuff to do, and the fact that they got rid of that building, I think that removes that barrier, because like, hey, if you're just exploring, having some fun, and someone comes up and is ready to shoot at you, well, you can just shoot back. You don't have to worry about that mechanic of building, that they might just build a skyscraper out of nowhere and you can't find them. So I think it's a lot more approachable. So I'd love to get you into a couple of games. I think you'd have fun.
Yeah, I'm always intrigued by playing Fortnite, which sounds funny that I just don't dive into it. I think I'm a little bit worried about the time sink, seeing how it grabs John.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing. If you find a game you love, play it,
For sure.
So anytime John is on Twitch, or Tim, JT, when they're playing, like, I love getting in the chat for us. Right on our twitch.tv/thegeekiverse. It's so much fun to just like see what's going on, hear your thought process. Like that's such a game for streaming. My gosh.
Oh perfect. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially when you're like chatting with people in the chat that play it as well. It's a lot of fun. But Horizon, yes, Horizon is it is my pile of shame at the moment. It's a game that came out just a few weeks ago. It's right up my alley. I freaking adored the first Horizon, and I've been so pumped about this one. And I have been playing it. I'm making a little bit of progress. How many main missions did you say that you saw there were? Like 17 or something like that? 17 main missions. I think I'm on 8 or 9, so I'm making progress. I'm getting there. I don't feel like I'm where I want to be level wise. I think I'm like 3 behind where I should be. So I've got to spend some more time with side quests. Before we went live here, that's what I was doing. We just kind of finished up dinner, and I was playing a little bit of Horizon, and I was just kind of doing a few side quests. I am making sure I pick them up, though. Every time I see somebody with that green exclamation point, I'm talking to them. I'm just getting that side quest in my log so I can just like spend an afternoon one day just crushing side quests. Spend 2 hours, doing side quests, and then, get to where I need to be level wise. I'll say that the story hasn't really grabbed me yet, but like you say, story is not necessarily the biggest thing Horizon has to offer. I've always been a fan of the concept. At least it's a really cool world to live in. It's incredible. The game is, like you said, it's better than the first one in every way. There's really no way to debate that unless you just subjectively think the story in the first one is better. The mechanics are better. The game looks better. It runs better. There's more stuff to do. It's awesome. So I'll get there. I think I can probably say that I'll wrap it up within the next 2 weeks. So hopefully we can have a good discussion on that, do a spoiler cast or like an in-depth review on that. That would be fun.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait to talk about it more in depth with you. Even me talking about it a lot here in the last 2 or 3 weeks of Busy Sticks. This is not spoilery, but I want to mention it. We talk about our show MCU Reviewed or Star Wars Reviewed, and in those episodes, when we cover a given Star Wars or Marvel movie, we have a moment where we say, hey, what was that moment for you? What was it, a quote? Was it something fun that happened, a specific sequence? You tell me. I had that moment in this game, and it was something that I already realized was there, but this like validated it for me. It's kind of late in the game. Anyway, I talked about how there's a nice ensemble of characters. John, you're maybe about halfway through. You're picking up almost like you would in Mass Effect, crewmates, kind of, as you go along. You're seeing Aaron early in the game, some other characters that you've seen in the past.
Varl.
They kind of, Varl, they stick with you. And I love what they do towards the last mission. But before that, I remember thinking about the ensemble in my head. Aloy says in a little bit of like a monologue, for the first time in my life, I don't feel alone. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, it just hit at such a moment. And I can't wait for you to get there. It's so special.
That's cool. You know what? I'm definitely already getting those ensemble vibes. You're picking up characters. I've got my base that I go to, and there's characters there and stuff like that. Almost makes me wonder if there was any merit to those rumors early on that this was supposed to be a co-op game.
Dude,
I think about that all the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
that was weird. Seriously, every few missions, I was like, that seems like it's fine single player.
It works. It works very well. It's not like it doesn't seem shoehorned in. Again, it's not even like a mechanic. It's not like you have these people by your side and you can control their actions like a Final Fantasy or anything like that. It's just story stuff. You've got people that you've made relationships with in the first game and through this game that are there to talk to. Basically, they're helping you move the plot along. So, but the fact that they're so present makes me wonder.
There's a handful of missions where I was like, dude, that was totally meant to be together.
Yeah.
Probably not something we see. It's a lot of work to put in like a future update, but I would love to play some co-op Horizon. Oh my gosh.
Dude. Yeah, even if they came out with like an online mode that was like similar to Ghost of Tsushima Legends, imagine that. Like everybody has their own little shtick. Like, someone's got the rope caster and is tying down the bees, and someone else is like focusing on some of the parts, and like someone else is doing the big damage. That could be, that's basically Monster Hunter World, but like in the Horizon environment with the mechanical beasts. Like that would be so much fun.
Dude, it would be great. Like you could be strategic about it. You could be like, I'm going to stay stealth while you go in, because you can still kind of, get those machines after that.
Set traps.
You could load up on the fire arrows. I could take a different approach with some of the freeze traps. Oh my gosh. Like you could totally have a lot of fun with that. And some of the side missions have like just what feels like an excessive amount of machines and higher level machines. So again, feels like it was geared towards that, but maybe we'll never know.
You mentioned fire arrows. I will say that I'm like 8 missions into the game of 17. I don't have fire arrows yet. I don't have a bolt caster yet, which is like, no, I don't have a rope caster, the one that like ties the machines down. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I missing this stuff? Like in side missions, am I supposed to just be buying them from vendors? That's part of the game where I'm like, I wish there was a little more feeding going on, because I'm missing some of the stuff. I just got to spend more time with it, I guess.
No, I agree with you. I felt the same way. Fire arrows, I feel like it's never like you need these for this story mission. Now you can get them everywhere. Like it was never presented like that. You could just find them or buy them at vendors, but it wasn't ever like a necessary part, because there's other weapons with that.
it makes sense because this is the second Horizon. So there's really no reason for a story moment for Aloy to say, "Oh, this is how I make fire arrows," right? Like, so I get why why this is the route, but it's just a little jarring as playing the games. Like, wait, why don't I have this? I had this in the first game, and the answer is probably I just have to go to a freaking vendor and buy it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
for sure. I hear you there, but yeah, can't wait to talk more about that in the coming weeks once you finish that. Anything else that you want to talk about that's in your system, or are you good to go?
Fortnite. Nope, I'm good. That's it. Those are the two.
Sounds good. Question of the week for the community, whether that is here on twitch.tv/thegeekiverse, over on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, watching back on youtube.com/thegeekiverse. We want you to let us know today. It's a big day if you're a Halo fan. Our first episode of Busy Sticks took place on the day that Infinite dropped. So here we are talking crazy,
Full
right?
circle.
Yeah, we're talking here. I got Master Chief over my shoulder there. The Halo series premiered on Paramount Plus today. You can get episode 1. Go get your free trial if you haven't done that. Or like Johnny's going to wait a little bit, kind of clump that trial together so you can get more episodes in.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to wait. I really want to watch it. I'm probably not going to be smart. I want to watch it.
There was it's relatively cheap. There was a deal a few weeks back, $2 a month for the first 3 months. So I jumped on that. I figured that'll get me through Halo. I think we said it was 9 episodes. So can't wait to see that. But anyway, our question of the week: what is your spoiler-free reaction to Halo Episode 1? Gotta say, the trailers looked beautiful. I can't wait to see what this take on the Halo universe truly ends up being. So again, what's your favorite spoiler-free reaction to Halo Episode 1? Hit us up on all social media. Let us know. We'll feature you on next week's episode.
From what I understand, Halo is not, like, this is not a canon story. This is just like a retelling of Halo, right? It's like its own thing, from what I understand.
Yes, it's not tied to the gaming universe. It's like, let's reset this so we don't have any parameters we have to really construct to.
That's smart.
Makes sense. Get that freedom there. We'll get to the news here. I know we already mentioned Fortnite. I still want to read the article real quick, just the excerpt that talked about the potential for the no build mode and what may be sticking around here. But from IGN, Fortnite data miners have seemingly found confirmation that the game's limited time no build mode is here to stay. Building was removed from Fortnite's default mode earlier this week as its Chapter 3 Season 2 began, but new leaks suggest that developer Epic Games plans to include it later as a separate game mode. The HypeX Twitter account, a popular Fortnite newsfeed, claimed that data mining shows that players will have the option to choose between Fortnite's usual building-enabled Battle Royale or its no-build mode when the current season ends. This is further backed up by apparent loading screen tips that say, quote-unquote, in modes with building enabled. So kind of cool.
Interesting.
I'm interested to see if that actually happens. Feels like where there's smoke, there's fire with this, and they're kind of testing the waters a bit, right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, why not? I mean, it's just another option, and people who like classic Fortnite give them that option. That'll still be your default mode after this gimmick is done. You boot up Fortnite, you press play game, you're gonna get dropped into a lobby where there's building. That's their biggest shtick. Even ballsy of them to get rid of it for the season. But why not just bring this option as a permanent option for people who just want to play the game without that mechanic.
Dude, Fortnite. What a beast of a game. Just so awesome to see it doing so well. These years later, like, it's not slowing down at all. Nope. I talk about this game because it was on my most anticipated list for 2022, assuming it was going to come out. Never actually felt like it was going to come out, and now we have confirmation, unfortunately. From, again, IGN. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League officially delayed to spring 2023. Sefton Hill, who's the creative director there for Rocksteady, he did the Arkham trilogy. It's been 8 years. Come on, guys. I want this game. Sefton Hill on Twitter says, we've made the difficult decision to delay Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to spring 2023. I know a delay is frustrating, but that time is going into making the best game we can. I look forward to bringing the chaos to Metropolis together. Thanks for your patience. Not a surprise here. This is a game that kind of always felt like it was going to get pushed to me. Many rumors had it being pushed. We got confirmation that Gotham Knights is actually coming this year. Only made sense to space these out a little bit, right?
When I see a story like this, the only thing I think is, what in the world were they working on that was so far along that they had to scrap? Because this is 8 years since their last game.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it the Superman game? Was it the Wonder Woman game? What in the world did they have to scrap? You know, because there's just no way they've been working on this game for 8 years. There's just no way. And there was plenty of rumors throughout the time. There was the Superman, and there was the Wonder Woman rumor. Like there was a lot of stuff that they were supposedly for sure working on. And at this point, I believe that they were. I wouldn't be surprised if they were working on 2 or 3 different projects before they found something that actually got greenlit. And that's again, I've got no dog in the race here. Where it's like I don't mind that it's delayed. I'll get to it when it comes out. I'm excited for you for the most part. But that's my first thing is like, man, what has that studio been working on that it's been so long?
Dude, our old video game show on the Geekiverse, I probably weekly would yell, Rocksteady, what are you doing? Like we heard nothing. Radio silent for years.
Plenty of leaks, though. Plenty of leaks. I don't obviously know this, but my guess is it was a Superman game. They went where they were trying to go with it and didn't like it, didn't test well, something fell through, and they pivoted and went towards Suicide Squad. Obviously still incorporating Superman, even though you're not playing as him. He's kind of the antagonist, if you will, here, right? But I'd love to be a fly on that wall. Yeah, it's not unheard of. I mean, you look at studios like Sony Bend, and before they came up with Days Gone, they had multiple scrap projects that they were working on between Uncharted Golden Abyss and between Days Gone. Like, you look at that timetable, it's like, okay, that's a similar time, gap in time between games like that. So something was going on. I just hope that Jason Schreier, cracks that open one day and gives us the full story, because I love that stuff. Just love like Dev Diaries and figuring out what was going on there, what could have been.
I need to know, Rocksteady. Tell me. Speaking of Golden Abyss, I would love a port of that. I know we're talking what?
Why do you need a port? Just grab your Vita and play it.
I just want to.
I have always in arm's reach.
No.
Why wouldn't it be?
It's downstairs for sure.
I've got one in arm's reach, another in view here. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry. I'll get with it. Okay. Yeah. I want it on my PS5 so I can get some trophies on it. Okay.
They had the Vita has trophies, dude. Come on, grow up.
I want the PS5 trophies. It's like when they re-released Uncharted, the Lost Legacy collection.
So you want double trophies?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. But just go play it in the Vita. That's where it belongs.
Damn it, John. All right, Lego Bricktails. I'm gonna pass this one over to you. We just got this announcement about 2 hours ago, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Get away.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the trailer playing in the background here. It's a cool looking game. So as part of the future game show, Lego and Thunderful have announced Lego Bricktales, a new puzzle game that tasks you with completing a series of objectives across 5 Lego themed diorama biomes. These include a deep jungle, a sun drenched desert, a bustling city corner, a medieval castle, and a tropical Caribbean island. It's cool. It's nice to see Lego kind of partner with a developer and do something a little bit different than, slapping their Lego brand on one of these like monstrous IPs like Marvel or Star Wars. It's cool to see Lego get back into like the creativity of what Lego is. It's about building. So if you're watching this trailer, it's really interesting. It seems like, kind of back to the roots of Lego games. If you remember some of those old Lego Island games, which were super, super fun back on PC back in the day. It seems like there's some exploration, like tons of different like creativity with like you can build ships that take you from island to island. It seems interesting. I'm down to learn more about this game, and I think it's cool that Lego has so much wiggle room to as to what they can do with this IP.
Dude, I love just about every Lego video game that comes out. It's one reviewer long ago when Lego Star Wars dropped described it as a snack for video gaming, and I was like, I love that. It's kind of chill, not a huge challenge curve there, but a lot of fulfillment if you're trying to 100% those or platinum them. So big fan of anything Lego that comes out. Obviously Lego Star Wars is 2 weeks away. That's super exciting for me, but I'm with you. I'd like to see them kind of expand a little bit and do something a little bit more original.
Right. Yeah. This in this game, it seems to have these 5 different biomes, or 5 or 6, whatever it said in the story there, and like each of them seems like a Lego playset. Like they just gave on this trailer, they just gave you kind of like a zoomed out bird's eye view of all of the different the biomes, and they look like a straight up Lego playset that you would buy and construct yourself. So they all have like different missions, exploration. It's really cool. So this is Thunderful Games. I don't know what they've done before. Are you familiar with anything Thunderful has done?
No, not sure.
I'm looking at a list of it. It seems like a bunch of smaller games, like something like Curse to Golf, Hell Pie, crowns and pawns, like lots of smaller stuff. Nothing that I specifically feel like I've heard of, but cool that Lego's partnering with them. They obviously have a lot of talent because they have a huge catalog, to be honest. But should be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. More content's good there.
Right.
Then onto the headliner topic, kind of the big news in the gaming world this week. CD Projekt Red has announced that they are officially working on the next installment of The Witcher. Witcher has had an awesome 7 or 8 years here. We had The Witcher 3, which was just what?
I can't believe they're going to make another Witcher game. I'm so surprised.
I was like, what did I miss here? Did I do another cold opening? So yeah, the Witcher 3 was critically acclaimed on many people's one of the best games of all time, especially if you're an RPG enthusiast. We had the Witcher Netflix series, which has done very well, bringing that to a more mainstream audience. But let me read you the excerpt from TheWitcher.com and CD Projekt Red. We are happy to announce that the next installment in the Witcher series of video games is currently in development, kicking off a new saga for the franchise. This is an exciting moment as we're moving from Red Engine to Unreal Engine 5, beginning a multi-year strategic partnership with Epic Games. It covers not only licensing, but technical development of Unreal Engine 5, as well as potential future versions of Unreal Engine where relevant. We'll closely collaborate with Epic Games developers with the primary goal being to help tailor the engine, for open world experiences. At this point, no further details regarding the game, such as a development timeframe or release date, are available. Red Engine, the technology which powers Cyberpunk 2077, is still being used for the development of the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 expansion.
I
don't
understand why would they change their engines? It's not like they've had any kind of issues with their releases lately. I mean, they just what's the pivot for?
It's been largely smooth. I mean, they did beat that deadline of releasing it by 2077, so we're way ahead. It's fine.
That's the point. That's the point of the story. The point of this story is to tell people like, hey, Witcher 4 is coming. We're not really even ready to announce that, but we just want to get way ahead of it and tell you like we're switching to Unreal. Like that game will be on Unreal. Don't worry about any kind of possible launches like Cyberpunk had. Like we are using a new engine that has like the most supportive dev tools in the entire world. Epic is just insane with what they do with Unreal Engine. So that's the place to be if you're looking for a smooth development. So that in my eyes, that's why the story exists. It's just to assure players that like, okay, everybody knew The Witcher 4 was coming eventually, but it's going to be on Unreal rather than our own dumpster fire of an engine.
So one interesting thing is one of the developers tweeted out this week that this is not The Witcher 4. He said basically all we've said is right. This is a game in the Witcher saga. I mean, obviously we're calling it Witcher 4 just because that's all we know. But kind of interesting like that. I wonder, to me, that this kind of screams like Mass Effect Andromeda, where like it's in the same universe, but it's so far away in terms of years, and these you'll never see the characters that you've grown to love, which sucks. So it's there, but you're really not. So for all intents and purposes, it was its own universe. And it's interesting that he made that distinction on Twitter this week. But interesting play. Like you said, they're talking about getting away from their crappy engine that we finally just got the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. That was December 2020 that game dropped. So amazing that we finally just got that. And that's like the biggest PR dumpster fire in a long time, I think, in if you're not talking about what's going on with like Bobby Kotick and all the
right.
real life stuff,
sure.
But in-game stuff, that's a big story. And for them to say this early, it's interesting to me because this game is not close to coming out. It's just not.
This game's in pre-production.
That's almost like, John, you're on mute from my standpoint. That it's almost like, why would Bethesda tell us they're working on the next Elder Scrolls? We know it's going to happen at some point, and now we've seen nothing for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
Right. Yeah. This one makes a little bit of sense just because of what they just kind of went through. And in timing wise, GDC is going on right now. So you're getting a lot of development, you're getting a lot of developers talking to developers and speaking about tools and things like that. So again, maybe this wasn't even meant to be like a big announcement that another Witcher game is coming. It's kind of more so like, hey, this is, if you're keeping up with the business of CD Projekt Red, this is what we're using for our tool set from here on. And, this is the game we're going to be applying that to. That's kind of how this story reads to me than like a, Witcher fans, we got a new game coming,
And also, for what it's worth, there could be like a hint of capitalizing on the goodwill from the Witcher series on Netflix. We're still in that release window, so like it makes sense from my standpoint to say, hey, you love this show that you just discovered on Netflix. Did you know there's a video game? Like there's a little bit of that, I think.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Exciting times. I'm thinking maybe 2027, 2028. We'll see that game.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy to think.
I'm sure we'll see, new consoles, at least the second iterations of those, like the PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series X Pro. Jesus, that's going to be a mouthful. What's that going to be called?
I can't do it, Phil. Change it up a little bit for me, please.
Why didn't they just go Xbox this route? They should have just gone Xbox. That was my biggest hope for the next generation. I knew PlayStation wasn't going to do it. Theirs was clean. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice and easy. I was just hoping Xbox would go. It's just Xbox. It's just Xbox. And if we do a new one, we'll put a year behind it, so you know which one you got.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Clean branding, man. Just make it clean.
They like their acronyms for sure. We didn't have this on the docket. I know J-Mac had talked about it pre-show a little bit, but there was a rumor I did see on Twitter this week from a relatively reputable source. Of course, I don't have the source pulled up. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'll have to throw the link in later on. Maybe J-Mac will. But anyway, the rumor is May 4th. So May the 4th be with you. That's Star Wars Day, if you don't know. We're going to get a reveal of Jedi Fallen Order 2 with either a late 2022 release or early 23. Seems pretty credible. The time frame seems to line up. John, it's pretty exciting if it happens.
I can't wait. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I've got no reason to believe that it's true. I didn't see the source, and it kind of out of nowhere. Again, May the 4th is certainly timely. But as we were talking about, they did just add Cal Kestis' lightsaber to Disney. So if you go to Galaxy's Edge and you do you buy a lightsaber, they added Cal Kestis, so you can pick that up, which is a really cool looking lightsaber. They had a couple of press shoots with Cameron Monaghan, him modeling with the lightsaber. So hopefully that's coming soon. Who even knows if he's in the game? We don't even know if it's going to star Cal. I mean, I almost would imagine it doesn't, but I guess we'll see.
Whatever it is, I can't wait. Sign me up right now. Star Wars, baby.
Yeah.
So that's all we've got for today's episode of Busy Sticks. Again, thanks so much for sticking with us. Really appreciate your patience, John, your patience for me getting through some of my tribulations there. But we made it. We had another nice discussion here on
Beautiful.
Busy Sticks. So we are wrapping things up here. We'll see. We may hang out and talk some Star Wars. We're going to see where Tim's head's at. But John, I mentioned earlier in the show we had a fun day. You can see some of that fun day on one of our social media profiles.
You sure can. Find us on TikTok. We're cool kids. We're like all those cool kids. Of course, we're on TikTok. If you go to TikTok, we're the Geekiverse. We were able to get our name. I love when we can do it. Get our official name. So go to the Geekiverse on TikTok. We filmed a bunch of these, and they're going to be posting throughout the next coming weeks. But it's basically guess the character in 30 seconds, which is like a huge TikTok phenomenon. People do that with sports and all sorts of different things. Josiah and I, we were at a brewery. It was a beautiful day outside. We're like, you know what? Let's bust out the phone. Let's do some Star Wars. Let's do some MCU, guess the character in 30 seconds. And we banged out like 20 of these things. We got a bunch of them. So we're going to keep doing them. We're going to be going to a hockey game, in the next couple of weeks. We're going to do some more watching the hockey game. It's just a lot of fun to just put someone on the spot and try to have them guess the character. So it's all yes or no questions. It's just a little, fun TikTok stuff. So follow us on TikTok. It's there's the timer. Joe's ready to go. That's what it was there for. We've got one up now, but if you're seeing this, we'll probably have 2 or 3 up by the time this gets to you in syndication. It's a lot of fun. TikTok's a platform that I enjoy in general, so give us a follow there. It's means a lot.
John, are you ready to play Guess the Star Wars character?
Are you right now?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, John's gonna go. Everybody, you can't really see on the phone, but we're gonna have 30 seconds there. In 3. So John, the preface here, John can only ask yes or no questions.
All right, let's go.
The only context he has is Star Wars character.
Do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Prequel trilogy.
No.
Sequel trilogy.
No.
Original trilogy.
Yes.
Force user.
Yes.
Light side.
No.
Dark side.
Yep.
Palpatine.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go. First guess.
Yeah,
that was an easy one. Thank you for giving me an easy one for our live show. I appreciate that because if you go watch our first episode that posted on TikTok, I did not start with an easy one for Josiah.
I can't believe I got there. It was 1 in a million, baby. John, nicely done, my friend. I was worried. See, it's all in the questions. You asked the right questions.
You just gotta break it down. It's all hierarchy.
I was a little bit worried you were because Palpatine really is associated a lot with the prequels, but I knew you meant did he originate?
You should have said yes. I would have said yes. If I was answering those questions, I would have said yes.
Well, all you said was prequel trilogy, so I'm like, what does that mean?
Is he in it?
Means did they originate? That's how I took it.
Yeah,
I helped you out.
You threw me a bone. I would not have thrown you one. I would have said yes at prequel.
See, that's the difference here.
But at the same time, you would ask I would have gotten there in the same amount of questions because I would have said prequel trilogy, yes, Force user, yes, dark side, yes, and I have Maul, and I got Dooku as well, so I've got one more option basically. For sure. So I would have gotten there.
Sure, I like it. All right.
Did we mention we also do a Star Wars show?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, check out Star Wars Reviewed. We love Star Wars. Have we told you that? We were waiting a long time to do it. We have recorded the first 6 episodes. We're doing chronological release order. So you got the original trilogy as well as the prequels trilogy. We're going to do Force Awakens next. Can't wait to talk about that. But anyway, we review those movies. We talk about a lot of in-depth analysis, our reaction to seeing the trailer. It's a good time to hang out. We do the same thing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We just did a huge episode this week. We had Endgame, Avengers Endgame, and boy, was that a discussion to be had.
It was fun. Gosh. It was a lot of fun. Were there tears on the actual episode? You're going to have to watch. Did I cry them? Will never know.
I would say there may be. You'll just have to tune in around an hour and 50 minutes to see if that happened or not. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what a time it was. So on social media, you can find John at Disruptoid. I am at Brosiah. We have so much going on at the Geekiverse. We appreciate you being along for the journey. Check us out at patreon.com/thegeekiverse if you are willing. There's a subscription model that you can check out there. And if nothing else, we'd appreciate if you would just tell a friend about us, because let me tell you, we're having a lot of fun hanging out with everyone here at twitch.tv/thegeekiverse. So for John, I'm Josiah. This brings this episode of Busy Sticks to an end. Catch you all next week.